Hello everybody, welcome back to Assen in the Netherlands for the 73rd edition of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. We are live on MXGP TV with our second race of the day, the YZ Blue Crew FIM Europe Cup Super Finale in the 85 category. Paul Malin and Jeff Emig sitting in for these two races and for the 125 race tomorrow morning, but we just saw the 65 race and their lap times were some 17 seconds a lap slower than they were first thing this morning when they went out on track because of the changing nature of the racetrack. Now the 85s, they went out this morning as well just before 9:30. Levi Schrick of the Netherlands with a 2:04 was fastest by about 0.2 of a second over Adrian Bolviken of Norway. And these guys are going to be on track for 15 minutes plus 2 laps. And as you can see, the riders coming in from their sighting that. But look at the nature of the ground. It's pretty choppy out there already, and it's quite heavy sand. 1,700 meters, so a little bit longer than we've had in the past. But Jeff Emig, we can see it's blowing, it's blustery. We have escaped the rain so far that we were kind of expecting, and hopefully it holds off just a little bit longer as well to give us a good qualifying session for the MXGP, MX2 and Open guys for the nations a little bit later on. But
yeah, if that weather can hold off till about 5 p.m. today, that would be great. But as we take a look at the lap times here for these YZ85 qualifying, that Levi Schrick, he was on top with a 2:04 flat. Second, Adrian Bolviken was a 2:04 also. So normally I try to look and say, okay, like how close are the top 10? And if you go back to the rider in 10th, it's only about a 5-second gap between those riders. So I think this is going to be much closer, could be much closer than what the 65 race was as far as the competition. So, but once again, the track's going to be quite a bit different for these young 85cc riders than what it was earlier today when they went out for their only practice.
And if you're joining us for the first time today and didn't watch the 65cc race, basically the Blue Crew Super Final is made up of riders, Yamaha riders, who compete in their national championship. So they may have won the championship or may have finished second or third, but they were the first Yamaha or the third Yamaha or the fifth Yamaha. And obviously each nation get these riders signed up. There's 27 riders lined up today in this one. 313 there of Jakub Papadopoulos from Greece. And he goes to the line in 25th place, but it will be Levi Schrick from the Netherlands who will line up. So two Dutch riders on pole so far. The 65 of Dex Koika and the first race. And then we got another one here, Levi Schrick.
Little home field advantage. But if you notice on the left side of your screen here, you can notice that they didn't allow any rider to go to the actual first gate in the 40 position starting gate. They actually force all of the riders to go to the middle. So first gate pick should be on our left of the screen. The rider's right should be, you should see the 567.
And you see our camera crew just there as well. Are they lining up Adrian Bolviken? I think they are. So, no, it's Sven Borger. So Sven Borger, who qualified in 5th place, he's managed to get himself into gate number 2. I mean, we were looking up from the skybox and looking at how disadvantageous it is to line up over on the left-hand side. I actually walked it from outside to walking across at a diagonal to the first kink. From the inside, that's 80 meters. From the outside, it's an extra 20 meters. So 100 meters from the outside. That's how much further you've got to go. And actually, you've got to come off the gate straight before you can even think about turning right.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult if you have a bad gate pick here. Going to be a bit of a disadvantage.
Well, that was Charlie Van Newland. He qualified in 6th position. Just 129 there of Maurizio Scolo of Italy.
It's like one rider there on the left, about 7 or 8 spots in from the left there with the white helmet. He was moving his bike right now, was actually off of his bike, repositioning it or something. Not sure what was going on there, but he needs to get focused because we've got a gate drop coming.
Well, the Fly Racing 15-second board is up. That's going to turn to 5 any moment now. And this race, 15 minutes plus 2. The action should be a little bit more hot and spicy this time around. There's our fantastic cable cam heading across the top of the start. The man up the inside. But from the middle gate, we've got a rider picking up the foxhole shot there as he crosses the line now. for this YZ 85cc race. And getting a pretty good jump on everybody as well. Again, just like the 65s, a track more chewed up and gnarly from what it was this morning when it was very, very flat indeed. And it's Ollie Martinsson who leads the way. Levi Schrick, your pole man, second. Elia Almani is in third. Hamilton Eriksson fourth. Marius Popovici is fifth. And then we've got Alessandro Gaspari, Sven Borger, and then Charlie Van Newland, Adrian Bolviken, who was second, and then Jonathan Frank. They are rounding up the top 10.
Yeah, now that you see they've got 20 extra cc's on these Yamaha 85s compared to the 65s that we saw earlier, they've actually got enough horsepower to jump some of these big tabletops, as we had a rider almost land on the camera there. But so you're going to see these riders really starting to stretch it out, and as these some of these jumps get a little more rutted, it's going to be hard to jump some of those tabletops. But
yeah, the circuit a lot more deceiving than it has been in the past, because we used to sort of like switch left and right through the car park section here and then turn right around about now and head back towards the start line area. But everything more on the backside here, a lot wider, the circuit longer than it was. And it's still going to get chewed up. Still sand, still going to be very heavy.
Yeah, and it's definitely see a lot of fishtailing going on. Even when we were watching the practice earlier today with the big boys, with the Motocross of Nations stars, especially down this start straight, you see a lot of fishtails, a lot of wheel spin with these bikes as they're hard on the throttle, and that tells you that there's a lot of loose sand on top, a little more hard packed underneath.
Bobble there from the 910, Ollie Martinsson, your race leader. Or actually, he's been passed already, hasn't he? So
Schrick probably got by with that little bobble.
Probably. Down the start straight. For the first time then, that's their lap complete, but they need to go to the finish line to get that first official full lap recorded. Nice how they groomed that first turn. 1 or 2, I think actually as well, the 313 of Papadopoulos. Going down, so the rider who qualified in 25th, I think the only sand they have in Greece is down at the beach, but we're not far away from there.
Yeah, but isn't it a real like pebbly type beach there too?
I don't know. Maybe we can get confirmation from our man in between the ears here. I'm sure they have very nice beaches there.
One of the few countries that I haven't visited, but I'm definitely interested in going sometime soon.
So 12 minutes remain in this 15-minute race. They're over the finish line now, and it is Levi Schrick who leads the way, and Ollie Martinsson is second. So you're right, Jeff, he did capitalize on that mistake from Martinsson, did Schrick. Hamilton Eriksson is third, Bolviken is in fourth place, and then Alamani fifth, Sven Borger is sixth, Charlie Van Newland seventh, Marius Popovici is 8. Max Venhuysen is 9, and Maurizio Scolo 10. Then we've got Tim Eriksson, Zoltan Ordog, Alessandro Gaspari, Alex Takunen, Ebby Kronval, Dylan Williams, Felix Takinen, Elise de Beer, Ruben van Dijk, and Epo Rantanen.
Paul, I was sitting looking at the lap times from qualifying today, and Ollie Martinsson, the rider out of Sweden who's in second, pressing for the lead, was about 3 seconds a lap slower than Levi Schrick that he's battling with, and that we saw that same thing in the 65 race, where the qualifying times didn't necessarily match how the riders performed once it was actual race, and now the track obviously is much more rough and chewed up.
Looking at these two coming towards us now, we just saw a moment ago Bolviken find his way past Eriksson just a few corners ago. Just dragged him out through the waves, just to the left of the skybox there, around the outside of the hospitality area. But and again, two riders passing each other down the start straight area. We're looking at the 567 of Schrick. I think there he is going through now. Then Martinsson. Then this should be Eriksson, and they're still going bar to bar, these two, Eriksson and Bolviken. And the 78 of Bolviken gets parked to the outside.
Nice move.
Wasn't taking any prisoners, was he, Hamilton Eriksson?
Yeah, and it looked like it looked like Bolviken probably had the drive over the tabletop, but boy, he just Eriksson just scrubbed that final tabletop, and he wasn't slowing down.
Nah.
If Bolviken was in the way, he was just gonna slam into him, pivot off of him, and keep on going.
And just say that, you know, the brakes failed. I needed to pull a stoppie on you. Sorry.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, and a mistake from Ericsson on the 192. And guess what? Bolvikin is right alongside him again almost, but a good recovery. And
somebody's down.
And that is race leader, I think, 567, Shrek.
Yep. Oh, that was so close right there.
You see the ruts on the face of that jump.
How he did not go off the track right there, I do not know. He was so sideways right at our camera cut. Watch right here. Look how sideways he is, and then just straightens it right back up.
Well, those ruts are already pretty hard. If we get the rain that we're expecting to get tomorrow, as these guys fishtailing, you say, Jeff?
Yeah, fishtailing, swapping, huckabuck, all of it is happening out there right now. And the 78, though, the effort that Adrian Bolvikin.
Yeah, Bolvikin.
He's going for it. I like this kid. He may not like how I butcher his name and mispronounce it over and over, but
we'll add you to the takeouts, Lisa. Did I get that? Did I pronounce that right? Did I pronounce that one right? Anyway, Schrick made that mistake. Martinsson now leads. Where is he? The 910. He's somewhere in the first couple of corners because there's second and third. The 192 of Martinsson and then Ericsson. Sorry, of Ericsson and Bolvikin. And then about 6 seconds further back, Sven Borger. And then we've got Elia Alamani. Max van Huysen is now up a position, fanning his way past Charlie Van Newland. So up into 7th place then. And is this our race leader here? 9:10. Yes, it is. Ollie Martinsson. So the Swede, quite a few Swedes making the journey south.
Qualified 8th, and now he's out leading this event.
Just not playing his full hand in the time practice session, Jeff.
Yeah, but he has now. He just went 206.626, which was his fastest.
The fastest lap of the race.
And it is the fastest. Schrick had a 207.1, but that Martinsson just went about half a second a lap quicker than anyone so far, so he's really feeling the flow.
What was the lap time today? 2:04 in time practice. So these guys not as kind of held back as the 65s were, because only slowing to the tune of about 2 seconds.
The track would be infinitely more rough and chewed up than what it would have been. They would have been second session on the track earlier today. It would have been like a freeway out there.
Yeah, just after 8:15.
So these lap times to me are really impressive. Of course, most riders, once the gate drops, this is time for the trophies and the points and everything. You step it up a little bit from qualifying practice.
Wind picking up, and I've just seen that flag in the background there. And the wind is blowing from left to right as the riders hit those jumps, and they're getting some air time there. And the next thing you know is you get blown off course. Coming into land, you haven't got a lot of room to maneuver in. These two are still tearing strips off of each other. Good job, the same color paint on those bikes, Jeff. Because when they do start clattering together, then no one will ever know. It wasn't me, ref.
Uh-oh, here we go again. They're doing it again.
Deja vu. Same outcome.
Same outcome. Turn, turn, turn.
How is he recovering?
He still hasn't passed him. No, he's got it now. He's got it now. He's got to have it. He's got the inside on him. Yellow flags.
That's coming out of the corner.
The 313. He would be lapped.
Getting parked there as well. So 192 still battling with Bolvikin. Bolvikin now in a second. Ericsson being dropped down to third.
Wow. That is a lot of hard work there for that young man, Adrian Bolvikin. He looks like he's finally going to make the stick. He's going to have to pull the tear off, roll off whatever he's got going. He's got a clear track ahead of him now. He's about 8 seconds behind the leader.
And then he throws it away. Tips over in the corner. And the Swedes, they can't believe it. Look, picks himself up. That's a gnarly way to pick the bike up, actually.
Starts first kick. See where he gets going. There's a 15, so that's going to put him behind Sven Borger. It's going to put him in 5th position.
Yamaha providing all clothing, as you can see, look. Yamaha branded all over the arm, so this is standard Yamaha gear that you can get through Yamaha. I think they would have had a deal with the helmet, with the helmets as well. Wearing the same helmets, just different colors. But Martinsson is who leads. Ericsson now second, taking full advantage of the mistake from Bølveken, who may have thrown away a podium opportunity. Grandstand's just starting to fill up again because we are not far away from the MX2 qualifying race. That'll be about 10 minutes after we're done here with the 85cc race.
Still 4 minutes and 2 laps to go. Oh, get that foot up. Started dragging that inside leg. That's when it starts to pull you back on the bike, and that's never a good thing.
But he was also wrestling the front end through that deep rut as well. He was kind of losing the front, trying to have his leg out, and that was dragging along the floor as well. Right, out of the final turn, 3.5 minutes to go as he hits the line. Ole Martinsson, 2:07.1 last time. This time around with a little bit of clear track. He, yeah, 2:07.1. 5 laps complete. The 65 race was just 7 laps, wasn't it? Over the line, 13.9 seconds, the gap he has over Hamilton Ericsson. And then 2 seconds further back, you've got Levi Schrick.
Still time for Schrick if he puts together some laps. I mean, he's 15 seconds off the lead. He has the potential to.
That's second and third right there.
Second, third, he showed us earlier today in qualifying that he can throw down some fast laps, but that time he was 2 seconds off of the leader in lap time and 15 seconds behind him on the track. So, yeah, hey, this track is taking its toll on these young men already. So, our leader's gonna have, he's got a nice lead. He's gonna have to be smart here. Probably gonna have, what, about 3 laps to go, maybe 4. A lot of racing left.
3.5 minutes pretty much, wasn't it? So anyway, 192, Ericsson coming under attack from Schrick. Schrick picking himself up from that early mistake where he remounted in 5th place. So he's showing us that he is the real deal as well, but he was 2:09 compared to a 2:07 of the race leader. But that's also coming through traffic.
Just revving these YZ85s out, trying to keep the RPMs at a place where they'll deliver maximum horsepower in this sand, especially when they're trying to exit those turns and through that deep sand and ruts.
There's Ericsson. Oh, he's got back marker traffic and he can't get over the jump there, the iPhone jump, and that's going to play into the hands of Levi Schrick. 5:67 in 3rd place.
Schrick has to change his lineup a little bit there too as he exited the line. He's got a lapped rider that he slowed for, so everything he gained he might have just given back.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 laps to go, isn't it? 2:06 lap time, 2:11 lap time last time around for Martinsson. So he has now a 14 second advantage.
Good overhead shot here from the drone.
Gives you an idea, doesn't it, how different the track is this year than it has been the previous occasions that we came here. A lot wider. Interesting. I mean, we'll talk about the track conditions in MXGP qualifying, because we'll also have Jason Thomas with us as well from Fly Racing.
And so the age of these young riders would be anywhere from about 11 to 15?
14, yeah.
Yeah.
Give you an idea where we are on this Assen racetrack as well, the Cathedral of Speed. The skybox area planted right on the final chicane on this iconic circuit. Ericsson and Schrick. Back marker moves aside. Gives them plenty of room. And Schrick looking to go for second. do this right-left, and then they head down the start straight.
Could that be Bolvikin sneaking up behind these guys already?
He was about 3 seconds down on them, wasn't he? So
last lap
here we
around.
go. So we've had a change. Schrick goes up in a second.
To 78, he's back. Adrian Bolvikin is back. He is battling for a podium. He's one spot off. He's got about 2 laps to go.
Well, Ericsson in his corner. He tries the, he makes the pass stick again.
That's a lot like how you used to ride, Paul.
Yeah.
Just cut across all the lines, block the exit.
I got no comeback from that, eh?
Uh-oh. Oh, there's a mistake right there.
Heading into the final lap.
And Bolvikin's up to 3rd with that mistake by Ericsson. So Ericsson loses 2 positions.
So 2 to go. Martinson, 14.3. Then we've got Schrick, Bolvikin, and Ericsson locked together. Bolvikin takes his fastest lap of the race, a 2:08.1, compared to the 2:10s of the leaders ahead of him.
I'll tell you what, Paul, you have to admire the effort here of Adrian Bolvikin.
From Norway.
From Norway. He's been on the ground. He knows that time's running out. He is twisting the throttle on that YZ85. He's got himself up into a podium position, which you got to think with all the adversity that he's faced in this moto that you'd be happy with that. But he doesn't seem like a kid that's going to settle for that, right?
Yeah, and there he is, the 78, the second rider in shot, just behind the 567, Levi Schrick, who was the pole man. Bolvikin was second in time practice by about 0.2 of a second, so those two evenly matched earlier this morning. But this guy here, just a little bit erratic. He, you know, a firm but fair rider, aggressive, but just made that one mistake. Here's your race leader, staying out of trouble, Ole Martinson. 14.5 seconds clear at the start of this penultimate lap, Jeff.
Yeah, and our riders in 2nd and 3rd, both of them have been on the ground. Now they find themselves back in a podium position. A little less than 1 lap to go. A little more than 1 lap, excuse me.
192, trying to trailblaze himself around the outside in 4th. Hamilton, Ericsson.
He's not giving up either. He knows he's right there. He's at the Motocross of Nations, Blue Crew YZ85 race. He's got a podium position, standing on the podium with all of his heroes. Is right there, but he needs to regroup.
1 lap board for your race leader, Ole Martinson.
Last time around, he was about 14 seconds in front of 2nd place.
Yeah.
He slowed it down a little bit. He just turned to 2:12. Bolvikin last lap around was a 2:08. Now your 2nd place rider, Levi Schrick, goes 2:08. Bolvikin's up to a 2:10. So now the lead is 10 seconds. Less than a lap, 10 seconds. This is where you're trying to be safe. You're trying to be smart. You've got lap riders in front of you. So you want to take a little bit off. You're not going to try to set your fastest lap time, but you can't back off too much either.
And also, you're not giving yourself much room then in that respect for making a mistake. You tip over, you can lose 10 seconds like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you fall down and you get back up, usually it's if you get up quickly and you don't stall the engine, it's usually 8 seconds, right?
Just looking down the leaderboard in 13th, Alex Takkunen. He's the youngest rider in this race, so if he stays there, we will see him on the podium as well, alongside our top 3. But here is the 192 of Hamilton Ericsson. He is in 4th place, just ahead of Sven Borger. We'll find our leader in a minute, Ole Martinson. I'm assuming he's already through this couple of corners here and already down the start straight. Here he is.
There he is.
So the 910 is obviously a good Swedish contingent up there in the stalls. Because Ole Martinson, who qualified in 8th place, 3.5 seconds, Jeff, as you said, off the pace, is going to pick up the win here in this YZ Blue Crew FIM Europe Cup Super Finale. Through the waves for the final time. Just 2 more corners to go.
Well, I wonder if we'll get a thank you from Granny on this one also. We're packing some extra cookies for the trip, something like that.
For the road trip down. Ole Martensen hits the line. He lights the candles and he wins the 85cc race here for the Blue Crew Super Finale. Levi Schrick should come through in second, and he does. And then Adrian Bolviken, he will be our third and final podium finisher, just ahead of Hamilton Eriksson. And then a few seconds further back, Sven Borger. They are your top 5. A little bit blustery out here in Northern Holland. But it was Martensen who won. Schrick second. Third, Bolviku. We'll give you the rundown in just a moment. Of course, just a one-race format, so no more action for these guys. They can sit back and enjoy the 73rd edition of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations here at Assen. Anyway, here is Lisa Leyland with Ole Martensen, our 85cc winner.
Ole Martensen, massive congratulations. You had such a comfortable lead out there. Tell us about your race.
Det var bra race. Vet du, det är bra förare med.
Vad säger du?
Det är bra. Nej, du får prata.
Have you asked him something? It's okay, bye-bye. Say thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Quite a daunting experience for these kids, of course. You can speak English in and around family and stuff. As soon as Lalo turns up with her camera crew and her entourage down there, it just spooks the heck out of everybody. So apologies there. But anyway, great job out on track, Ole Martensen. Here's some of the best moments from that YZ 85cc Blue Crew FIM Cup, Europe Cup Super Finale. The start actually came over from the far side towards the middle.
Yeah, which is good to know that from how we talked about how the gates lined up in relation to the first turn, that possibly somebody could get a hole shot from out there.
Great little matchup there, wasn't there, between the 78 of Adrian Bolviku and Hamilton Eriksson on the 192, banging bars and sorting themselves out. Eventually it was Bolviken who edged out Eriksson for that third place finish. Just looking outside our window, track prep going on, because guess what? In about 7 or 8 minutes time, we are going live with the MXGP qualifying race. And I can't wait, and we will have a... I'm outnumbered here. It's not fair. We have 2 Americans in the booth. Jeff Emig, of course, who's here now, but Jason Thomas. And we'll be calling the shots all weekend long for the qualifying races today and tomorrow, and of course the B final first thing in the morning that will determine the final qualifying spot. Just looking down on the grid, as you can see, that was the positions there. Ole Martensen, Levi Schrick, Adrian Bolviken, Hamilton Eriksson, Sven Borger, Alessandro Gaspari, Zoltan Ordog, Maurizio Scoli, Morris Popovici and Ella Alamani, Tim Eriksson and the rest as we get ready for the podium here. Trying to get through this one as quickly as possible, because even though it's not a school night here for the 85cc riders, they do need their rest and they need their sleep. You need some sleep, don't you, Jeff? Time to get up this morning?
We have a long day tomorrow. Would that Elise de Beer in 20th, would that be a young lady?
I have no idea, but maybe. Anyway, third, Adrian Bolviken from Norway, who actually qualified in second place, and second in the race, Levi Schrick. He's pumped, isn't he?
They are great. Such a good effort out of these riders. I mean, that was cool. And then here's just no mistakes. Cool as ice, got the job done.
Ole Martensen stayed out of trouble, and the Swede coming through as the winner. So we had a Latvian winning the 65cc race. We had a Swede there in second and a Dane in third, and there is Felix Takkonen. He is going to be the youngest winner, the youngest rider in the race. He'll be awarded with a plaque. Of course, David Longo, Ustream CEO, on hand to deliver those plaques. Also, Martin de Graaf, the FIM Europe president from the Netherlands, and I believe Mr. Paolo Pavesio from Yamaha Europe, just in Amsterdam, the marketing division manager there.
And what a fantastic opportunity, huh? at this age, you've been in the sport for a bit, right? Now you're thinking, okay, what do I have to do to progress? They're dreaming about being in the Motocross of Nations in the future 1 year, and now they have this experience of riding at this event here because of Yamaha and this YZ85 Blue Crew.
Right, super national anthem for Sweden. So your top three here then this weekend in the YZ85 Blue Crew Cup Super Final. Ollie Martinsson of Sweden. Second was Levi Schrick of the Netherlands. Third, Adrian Bolviken of Norway. Those three will head to the Masterclass with a couple of wild cards later on in the year. And one of them will be determined the winner of this Super Finale and Blue Crew Cup experience. And of course, they will receive some support in the European Championship next year in the 85 category. Of course, the 125 race coming up tomorrow morning, live on MXGP TV. And if you are interested in that, then of course, just flick through our live rundown here, and that is going to be just after the B, just before the B final, I believe. So medals being dished out here for our Yamaha Blue Crew Cup winners. 9:15. We are on air with the Blue Crew 125 race tomorrow morning, and they will get a ride with Yamaha MJC, the official Europe-backed team for the 125 European Championship.
What a moment this is, huh, for these young men. Smiles all around.
Getting their podium.
Schrick is stoked. Levi Schrick, this kid is pumped right now. That was a hard-earned second.
In front of the home fans. Anyway, we are out of time, and we are back live at 20 past the hour, so in just under 10 minutes time. Jason Thomas, Jeff Emig, and myself, Paul Malin, will see you in just a few moments. MXGP qualifying is next.